A brand new ban list has just been announced in game for Master Duel. Let's hop right into it. Alrighty, 31st of August is when it's going live, so it's going to be as soon as the ranked resets. No longer 2 weeks into the ranked reset, which has been really weird. Now, the context for this ban list is going to be the tier list. Let's look at that real quick. Tearlaments is tier 1. We have that being the best deck for 4 months now. It was tier 0. It's dropping down. Hopefully there's going to be some hits for tier. Now, Nadir going from 2 to 3. This is the starter card for a deck like Dogmatica. I'm very excited for this. Dogmatica being an anti-extra deck, Albazua being the main boss monster of the deck, and recently had an animation also being added into the game, so I'm very excited to go back to this. This is a much-needed Unlimit, and I'm surprised that it didn't go from 1 to 3 on the release of these new cards. And here is a deck list, as you can see there on that highlight. Let's go back to the ban list. Ancient Fairy Dragon. This was recently unbanned and errata, so they changed the effect of this to make it more balanced, and it's not that broken. It's not that crazy anymore. We see decks like Spiral, Formula Athlete, Zephyr playing this. Let's look at a deck list here. It allows you to search for a field spell like the Necro Valley, as you can see in this list, and Spellcaster Secret Village in this one, which is quite toxic. That is a floodgate, just like the Necro Valley we were looking at, turning off your opponent's ability to use spells. Now, let's keep on going. And, even though it's searching floodgates, it's not seeing prevalent use. Now, Gursu. Gursu's at 3 in TCG. And last I checked, it's not really doing much. Let's look at the Gursu page here. For Orcust and Mech Knights, this is a really good combo starter. And now we're going to be able to play this at 3. That is very nice. Let's look at Orcust to see what else is limited here. They've been unlimiting the Galatea. And I think that besides that, also the Harp Horror was banned in TCG, by the way. Too good. So in Master Duel, we're going to have 3 Gursu, 3 Harp Horror, and 3 Galatea. That is nuts. We are the freest with Orcust out of all 3 formats, as OCG has the Gursu at 1, so maybe someone could cook up something top tier with Gursu, as Master Duel is going to be the only way, the best way to play this deck. And Mech Knight. Let's keep on going. Cards will be semi-limited. Blaster from 1 to 2. Okay. Now, we just had a perfect ban list tournament, and one of the top requests were to unlimit the Dragon Rulers. All of these were tier 0 back in the day. Unfortunately, there's no way to craft a Redux or a title right now, but going from 1 to 2, that's pretty nice. It's seeing use in a deck like Arn Dragon. And it being level 7 gives it synergy with the brand new Kashtira for making the rank 7 exceed plays. So that's very cool. You could special summon your Fenrir or your Unicorn and then get a Blaster on the field and then get Exceeding. So here is a deck list from Heartbreaker, as you can see on that highlight, and some others. Very cool. Now, let's keep on going. Pot of E to 2? Why? Why? Let's go to the page. You draw 2 by banishing 6 random cards from your extra deck, and it's got a self-balancing feature that it has to be the first thing you do in main phase 1. You can't do anything else. You got to do this first. And who's abusing this? Let's look at it. Labyrinth, the majority are playing it at 3, but a lot are even playing it at 2, so it looks like Labyrinth is probably the deck that got this hit. Kashtira, 62% not even playing it. A lot of rogue decks like this Pot of E. So Labyrinth creating collateral damage for a deck like Ancient Warriors, Subterror, Amazement. These decks are not problem decks. This is definitely not cool. This is just like Pot of P getting hit, which I think was unreasonable, which a lot of rogue decks liked using this. Well, OCG doesn't like it, but this is a moneymaker in TCG. That's probably why it's not hit. Umi Control. I mean, this is a really good free-to-play card. If I were to recommend a brand new free-to-play player to hop into Master Duel on a brand new account, this would be the card that you'd probably be crafting 3 of, because a good deck for a new player is one that doesn't really use the extra deck, because it's going to be even easier to get into the game that way. What the heck? Floanderies, 60% are using it at 3, but many are using it at 2. Damn. Okay. Well, I do not like this change one bit. Let's keep on going. Luster, Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. Draco Slayer came out and then, yeah, it just came out and didn't really do much. There was a lot of hype for Draco Slayer. A lot of you were begging me to leak this deck type, and it's finally here. And what I've been reading from a lot of you on why you're not playing it, as we could see on this, is that triple ultra rare, the deck is too damn expensive. Triple ultra rare. Let's look at a deck list here. By the way, we have a new feature on deck list. These are the craft only cards that are only obtainable from the master pack because their selection pack expired. And then highlighting this part will show you cards that you can get from a structure deck, a bundle, or PvE. So 14 URs craft only, 1100 URCP to build this. It's very expensive. And maybe that's why you're not playing it, right? Copium? But maybe with Luster Pendulum at 2, the deck could be a bit better on ranked. We'll see. Let's keep on going. Cards be limited. Branded Fusion. Oh, no. This is fusing with your deck. Branded Fusion. Oh, no. Limited to 1 in OCG. Now limited to 1 in Master Duel. Free in TCG. Wow, that is shocking. It is available in the Alba Abyss. As you can see here, we're also highlighting the expired packs and the cards. That is insane. In TCG, they have what's called the Chimera deck type. And the Chimera deck type works really well with Branded Fusion and is a deck that's possibly coming very soon to Master Duel. So for this to get hit to 1 with a new deck giving support for this, Branded Despia obviously being the main reason on why it got hit. You look at the tier list, Branded Despia using it, Branded Tearlaments obviously using it. That's it for what the decks that are using it. That is crazy. And Despia Dark Lord's having some fun with it. So let's look at a top tier Branded Despia deck off of the breakdown here. We got the best decks. Yeah, oh boy, look how expensive this is. 19 ultra rares are craft only. As you can see, the ones that you have to craft. Well, this is a 60 card deck, to be fair. To be fair, 60 card, 60 card, 60 card. I mean, everyone's cooking with 60. Here's a 42 card version. I'll zoom in for you. And now this is going to 1. Very interesting. You do, we'll click on this. The Branded Retribution is a way to add the Branded Fusion from the graveyard back to the hand, which you could dump to the graveyard with a card like Albion or a Serenir. So technically with Serenir coming out, which, wow, the pack is already expired for the Bestials, that was more ways to get to your Branded Fusion. And I only have 1, which means a card like DD Crow now becomes a potential counter. If it ever hits the grave, you DD Crow it. If they try to search for it that way, wow, okay. You know, a lot of people are using Bestials over DD Crow, so it's not going to be really a big deal there, but damn. I know a lot of people are going to be upset about this. We will read the comments. Let's keep on going. Grass, banned in TCG, but I could argue that it is banned in TCG because it is a nightmare to judge with this card existing and the game's going into time and so many different things you have to track in the graveyard. In TCG, you're constantly fanning your graveyard out and it's just absolute nightmare. But OCG's still cool with it at 2. But Master Duel now goes to 1. Oh boy, there's so many unique decks with grass looking green. You mill until your deck size is equal to your opponent, so you play a 60 card deck and then you just mill a ton of cards. Danger, Thunder Dragon, Chaos deck, Phantom Knight, Burning Abyss, Infernoid, Despia Shadow, Branded Tearlaments. All of these decks that were enjoying it. Wow, that is crazy. Oh, there's so many. Look at all the engines in this deck. Rip all of this. Maybe Konami did not like this. Why would Konami not like this? It looks like they spent a lot of money on this deck. 28 UR craft-only cards. So these are money-making decks to be 60 cards. But I guess maybe it's too confusing for other players. Maybe they're trying to simplify the game a bit. What do you think? Can you still build a deck like this with 1 grass? I think to compensate, you're going to have to play possibly the left arm offering now. Offer up your left arm by banishing your entire hand. You're also not allowed to set spell and traps the turn you activate this. You can't set what you like, then banish your hand, and then this will search for the grass. So maybe that's going to be the way to play this. And decks that we're playing, that Inferno Tempest, Infernoid, okay, wow. Oh no, the Chad deck, Infernoid, getting hit by Grass being limited. Damn. Okay, let's keep on going. Kelbeck from 2 to 1. Yes. I don't know why it wasn't put to 1 earlier. Why'd they take this long to do this? Konami, what the heck? This not only is a miller, it's also a ridiculous hand trap that just randomly wins games. If your opponent happens to discard a card from their hand or mill from their deck and they have a special summon monster on the field, this from the hand will target that special summon monster and spin it back. And that just randomly wins games, and no one really plays around it. And then, you know, if this card is milled, both players mill 5, and then tier is top tier because of that. Pretty much everyone is playing this. Holy moly, disgusting. Just like the other millers. Let's type in Exchange of the Spirit. These are all, What? Agito is banned? Oh my, I just spoiled myself. The Kelbeck was semi-limited, becoming limited to 1. Agito was not banned. It's getting banned right now. Oh my Jesus. What? So you had 1 miller plus 2 millers. You had 3 millers. Now you have just 1 miller. And they're keeping the hand trap miller. You know, it is ultra rare also, so less of a refund. Damn. Is this going to be enough to knock Tearlament off of tier 1? Holy moly. 4 months of Tearlament dominance. And this finally is it. Just milling a ton of cards, triggering all their fusions. We'll bring up tier in a bit. I'm just not sure if maybe they're going to hit tier even more. So let's not spoil ourselves anymore. But I would think maybe this is just enough. Wow. Okay. Let's keep on going. Spright Jet to 1? Wow. Japan does not like Spright. Let's look up a Spright deck and how they're doing recently. I mean, they are on the tier list, tier 3. So they're all doing well, not crazy tier 2, tier 1 well. So far, tier 2 deck hit, tier 1 deck hit, tier 3 deck, tier 3 deck. Those are all hit. I'll look at Dragon Link afterward to see if anything really affected it. Maybe there will be. But if we look at a Spright deck list here or on the tier list, they already have blue at 2. Now Jet to 1. Starter to 2. This is crazy. Wait. Wasn't Swap Frog at 2? What? Another hit? Wow. Jet to 1. Frog to now 1. So the Agito banned, Swap Frog to 1, 86% were playing it at 2. That is crazy. So this is a recent deck that did very well in a tournament. 2 Frog, of course they played 2 Jet. Now they go down to 1 Jet, 1 Frog. Damn. Is this enough to play Ronin Totem? Or are you just going to take it out now, right? 1 Frog, 1 Ronin Totem. That does not seem correct to me. You know, maybe the frog summons, send the Ronin Totem, then you use the frog, then the frog just won't be reborn with the elf to then get the effect again, because there's really not going to be anything worth sending from the deck to the graveyard. But maybe there actually is. You banish a frog monster from your graveyard, so the other frog that we may be playing now is going to be maybe Dupe Frog. Dupe Frog was a cool way to protect your other monsters from being attacked while it's on the field. And I guess since you don't have another option, if you reborn the frog with your Spright elf, you're going to want something else to send after the initial Ronin Totem. So that might be the way, or people are going to ditch the Ronin Totem. Nonetheless, this is a hit to Spright. Are you happy about that? Did you use Spright? You tell me. But you can see right here, 23 UR craft only, a very expensive deck. This really does highlight an issue with Master Duel. With new players coming back in the game, they're like, hey, I want to play some Spright. And you have to tell them, no, you missed out. That pack is expired. If you were to craft the Spright deck, it's going to be 23 ultra rares to craft it. Just don't bother. And that's sad. That is not cool. Let's keep on going. Oh, there. Frog. 2 to 1. 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Let's keep on going. Cards to be forbidden. We already got spoiled on the Agito. Rongo? Rongo! Wow. Reddit is going to be so happy about this. This is pretty much an irrelevant card that is seeing no use. But when it does see use, it states that your opponent can't summon. It's unaffected by card effects, it's 3,000 attack, and it can't be destroyed by battle. So your opponent cannot play the game. Only absolute degenerates were even playing a deck like this. Yes, I could explain. I was only testing this out for the Reddit festival. Reddit told me the numbers to summon this with the numbers of ale and the sales ban, and I was just testing it out and showing you all what not to play. Okay, so that's it. All right, let's keep on going. Agito banned. That is a huge change. Very happy to see that. Tearlament. We're going to evaluate the Tearlament deck real quick after this. I'll be looking at the tier list and be predicting what I think is going to be good and looking at the comments. But the mills also making the shufflers less prevalent. The shufflers are a big one that make the diversity of the game a lot lower by shuffling any graveyard strategies back in the deck. What? No way. So Bish Balkan and Rongo, pretty much two irrelevant cards that are both pretty much a first turn kill. So, oh my gosh, this is like Konami's banning YouTube clickbait. That's all this is. Rongo, Bish Balkan banned. Wow. So let me tell you what this is real quick. Let's bring up a deck that does the first turn kill like this, not that one, but where's one? This one. So basically what the deck will do, see Bish Balkan FTK, you summon a Bish Balkan, you give it to your opponent, it becomes 8,000 attack, you give it to them through the Transverser, and then you have the number 33. You target the Bish Balkan you gave them, and since it's going to be 8,000 attack, this deals the difference of the original attack 0 and its current attack 8,000 damage to your opponent. And, you know, it honestly wasn't that hard to pull off, but it was still a really bad deck and pretty much just for trolling. So Konami hitting decks that weren't good, but maybe made people quit the game. It's not good for a new player to get Bish Balkan or Rongo'd, especially Rongo. You're at least Bish Balkan, you're out of the game and you may never see it again. But if you get Rongo'd once and you're sitting there turn after turn, you can't play your cards, I'd be thinking one thing. I'd be thinking Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the worst game I've ever played in my life. I will never play this again. So they probably saw a lot of people uninstalling the game after Rongo being played. So, you know, because of that, I think Rongo deserves to be hit just because it kills new players. Let's keep on going. Block Dragon, no. No! Konami, Block Dragon banned. I am for Block Dragon to be banned, by the way, but a reason for Block Dragon to be banned now. Why now? Well, let's see what it is right now. The Super Heavy Samurai are coming, and they are pretty good with this card. As this states, you're going to be able to banish 3 Earth monsters to continually summon this from the graveyard over and over and over, initially from the hand. And the Super Heavies are, a lot of them are Earth. So being able to use this with the Super Heavy Samurai deck, the new cards that are coming, this is, this is basically saying Super Heavy is coming, get ready, and we did not want you to use it with it. So this was being used with Super Heavy Samurai in OCG, which is very interesting. They allow it in Japan. Japan controls our ban list, yet they banned Block Dragon in preparation for Super Heavy. Well, Adamantipator was definitely using it. Gem Knight first turn killing was using it, or, maybe regular Gem Knight. So wow, is this going to just kill Adamantipator? It's not just preparation for Super Heavy. I shouldn't have just focused on that mainly, but really this does hurt Adamantipator a lot. Adamantipating, it's got a recent tournament top here, 60 card Adamantipator, and just look. Illegal. All of these are illegal. Illegal decks. 100% were playing it. Oh, they're even like an Agito. So yeah, the Agito is going to hit more than just here. It's going to hit Ishizu, Lunalight, Ishizu Chaos. Some Goaty were even playing it. Interesting. Okay, let's keep on going. Yeah, Block Dragon, very much in favor of, it's a broken card. It searches for 3 also and sends to the grave. It's nuts. What? What? Merrli banned? I cannot believe this. Banned. This is unprecedented. This is insane. Merrli to 0. TCG OCG at 1. Wow. Let's look at tier. So if we look and we compare the optimal breakdown, we'll even click on tournaments to even make it more optimal. Rhino's limited to 1 in Japan. Merrli limited to 1 in TCG OCG. So is Hovness, and so is Sharon. All 3 of the girls are limited. And then all of this is also unprecedented. The Agito was not banned for TCG nor OCG. The Shufflers are both limited. The Field Spell is limited for Japan and for us. Now, Kit Kalos is banned. So they banned Merrli and Agito instead of Kit Kalos, which is banned in TCG and OCG. This is wild. Wow. We also have Soliak. That's another unprecedented hit that went to 1 a while ago that didn't happen in TCG or OCG ever. This was surprising. So this is a huge shock. One of the best openers with the deck is to summon a Kit Kalos, use her effect to special summon Merrli, which is mill 8. And Merrli also gives you access to Spright Elf, which you then use Spright Elf to reborn Merrli during your opponent's turn. And, talking to Elf, talking about it, it's banned in TCG OCG. So I would say Merrli is banned, probably a big reason because they want to keep Elf alive and not ban the Elf for the Spright decks. And wow, so no more reborning Merrli during the opponent's turn in mill 3 to then trigger a fusion, setting up also being untargetable. This is nuts. And another big deal with Merrli is that Sprind. You make Sprind. So a combo would be basically any dark monster, you summon a dark, and then you steal a dark monster from your opponent's graveyard, and then you make a Sprind. So that's a way to make a Sprind without a level, rank, or link 2. Well, your link 2 is going to be the dark, but you don't have to have a level 2 from the deck. And then Sprind sends the Merrli to then trigger a fusion, which I've seen that play so many times in tournaments. And sometimes it's their final play. It's their last resort move after playing through a ton of disruption. So that no longer being a play at all, and no longer having Elf, no longer having the standard be able to mill 8, and Tier can only fuse twice in a turn now. That's crazy. So what? You go kick Cal into Rukalos. Your turn's over now. That's it. You can't kick Cal, Rukal, Kaleido, or kick Cal, Rukal into a Dragostapelia. You can't just willy-nilly whip out a Garura and then still make your Rukalos and a kick Cal. That is massive because there's so many ways to get this in the graveyard through the Kaleido effect, Rhino, in a bunch of ways. Just milling it. So the consistency. TCG OCG, they have 3 total. I guess we have 4 total. So it's more likely for us to trigger a fusion, but we have to fuse less. Less fusion. The power level of this deck, objectively, the ceiling just went down. Even with a perfect hand, the power ceiling is lowered by removing a 3rd fusion from their turn. That is massive. I can't understate that enough. And only having 1 Miller now, they still have the kick Cal, so they just chose a different route than what they did with TCG and OCG. And I'm so excited to see how this works in the tournaments. This is going to be something we do on Tuesday. In 2 days, or 1 day, Tuesday on twitch.tv/Decade, we're going to have a tournament. We are going to be playing with the new ban list. We're implementing it live right then and there. And we're going to see if tier is going to still be even on the tier list. I mean, I don't think it's tier 1 after this, honestly. We got to see if there's more changes because it looks like Dragon Link's going to be the best deck in the game. Tearlaments Merrli, 2-0. That's it? That's it? Okay, YouTube clickbait banned, the Miller banned for Tier, also Tier losing their 3rd fusion, and so many other plays. Block Dragon for Emancipator and the Super Heavy Samurai. branded and all the other branded mixes of the deck and future decks that were going to be playable branded, now restricted. 60 card decks overall. I don't know if I would even want to play a 60 card deck after this. I feel like I was kind of saying that when it went from 3 to 2, but to 1, maybe Left Arm Offering's the way. And then Spright seeing a lot of hits. The Kelbeck going down to 1, which was, that needed to already happen. The Extravagance is BS. Not happy with that. Blaster probably not going to do anything, but I would like to see it do something. A little bit of help with Pendulum. They kind of need it. I do want to go back to the Dogmatica deck. That's good. Ancient Fairy's not going to do a single thing. I don't think so. And Orcust and Mech Knight. Wow. So if we look at the tier list of what was hit, tier just smashed. Branded Despia. I don't want to say it's smashed, but the Branded Fusion going to 1, it definitely hurts. It hurts. The deck is still playable. It's still going to be good. I think it will still be on the tier list even. Dragon Link. What happened, Konami? Did we forget to... We're just letting this deck be chilling? It just got the brand new Chaos Angel, unaffected by monster effects. None of your monsters can be destroyed by battle. I mean, I'm slowly scrolling. I don't see any of the ban lists hidden any of this. Deck did not play grass. Average 42 cards. D-Link best deck. D-Link is going to be the best. No effing way. 16 cards of UR Craft, 2 UR SD Bundle PvE. It's already top in tournaments like crazy. Holy moly. So make sure to check out Snitrox replays or just check out the Meta Weekly tournaments that I've been posting on YouTube, the full breakdowns of the full tournament, and just look for the Dragon Link gameplay. There's a lot of top-tier Dragon Link players. It is nuts. Damn. Wow. Just get practicing with this deck right now. Let's keep on going. What else on the tier list, actually, as we were looking at it? The Rika Untouched, all this Untouched, Branded Tearlament is going to... This disappears. This is gone. This does not exist anymore. Spright, oh, geez. I feel like it could still barely hold on to the tier list. You have to understand that sometimes a top deck could be suppressing other decks. So even if Spright gets nerfed, but they smash Tearlament, Spright could actually go up from that happening. So maybe that was just them preemptively hitting Spright anymore because they think that maybe this would have skyrocketed to the top. But I don't know. Dragon Link is seeming actually nuts. So I do expect Spright to still maybe be tier 3. Tearlament? Boy. Oh, geez. I don't know. I mean, they still have Kick Cal. It's definitely not tier 1. I could tell you that. I'm confident it's not going to maintain at tier 1. And we're going to see those differences happen very quickly. The top tournament decks, as soon as tournaments start using the new ban list, it's going to start dropping down. And we're going to have a tournament within 2 days. Let's see the comments real quick. Let's refresh to see if there's any more comments. 57 comments since while I'm talking. Block Dragon is blocked. Get blocked up. And, Block Dragon was just stupid. It really created insanely long turn ones, which I do think is a problem in Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing Solitaire, continually summoning the Block Dragon, searching with it, which then is even more plays. This alone is going to cut 5 minutes off an Adamancipator turn if they choose to continue to play the game. Because the ban list in MD is monthly, they purposely made... So we had to wait 2 months for this ban list, and this was a big one. This was a giant ban list, massive implications. Flu getting hit again. Yeah, the majority were playing the Pot of E at 3. I feel like they're not really going to care. I think the rogue decks are going to care more about the Pot of E. And I think Konami's been really screwing up with hitting rogue decks accidentally, like the Foolish Extra Burial being hit to 1, which hurts rogue decks out, and Terraforming also messing up rogue decks being banned. Good ban list, I do agree. I agree with that. How ban Merrli should be good ban list. So this person's not happy that Merrli got banned. Yeah, just like I said, the Sprint and Elf is going to be, the plays. LOL, just ban Elf then. I guess screw Spright. Let's keep on going. How do you FTK? You don't. You do not. Do not first turn kill. Massive W ban list. I agree. I like this ban list. Any ban list that's going to have a massive shakeup with the meta, I'm happy with. And that's what this feels like. W ban list, you know it. Rip Adamancipator. There are Japanese deck lists that they are playing without Block Dragon, and they're doing something. But I don't know if Adamantipator in OCG is playing the new Super Heavy Samurai with the Vernislift because they're Earth. Nice Banlist, good job. Tier best deck. That's some copium. Banned Merrli, but they're okay with Spright. I mean, they hit Jet, they hit the Frog. I know they didn't hit Elf. Okay, Branded and Grass, why? Yeah, high. I think they're high skill ceiling decks, the one with Grass. And anything with Grass, probably you're going to want to mix Branded into it generally. And they're a lot of fun for me to play. One of the best forbidden lists ever. Wow, people are saying this is the best, one of the best ban lists ever. A lot of people are confused on the Merrli ban. They just limit, restrict, ban everything else instead. You know, losing the 3rd fusion per turn, that is big. Goodbye, Merrli. Will not miss you. Oh, boy, boy, boy. Orcust best deck. That's going to be more playable now. Very good. And I think we're... why? Why? Because new players are quitting the game. That's why. We need more players playing Master Duel. That could be pretty much the only reason why, and it's a good enough reason why. It kills new players, so let's just get rid of it, because not a lot of people are playing it anyway. And the ones that do, they send people back to Fortnite. And yeah, we're good. We're good. Thank you all. Comment on this. I'll be checking this out more if you have any good opinions, or even on YouTube. And just like that, we are out.